I'm coming back in.
Woo! As you can see, looking at the image on your device, the NBA season is finally over. It was a long season this time around. You know? A lot of trials, tribulations, a lot of trades. We're going to get into trades too later. But right now, this is a celebratory time for Yo! What it do? It's your boy Juice. An NBA championship Lou here. Obviously, your Oklahoma City Thunder are your 2025 National Basketball Association champion. We capped off a historic season, winning 68 games, 14 losses, point differential of 12 a game. I think either the first or second highest all time in NBA history. Swept the Grizzlies first round, like I said we would. Beat the Nuggets in 7, like I said we would. I thought the Timberwolves would take us to 6, but we got them out there in 5. And beat a really, really tough Pacers team that hasn't been to the finals in 25 exact years.
I just want to say I called it going to 7 games.
He did call 7 games. I thought it would be 5. But all in all, the best team in the league won. I think you can say that for the past 3 years, the best team has won. You can make the argument. I think y'all beat the Bucks first round in 2023. Yeah. But the Nuggets were the 1 seed in the West. They won the championship. Probably was the best team. Jokic didn't win MVP that year, but probably should have, obviously. Like he should have probably every year. Then last year, the Boston Celtics, first seed in the East, pretty handily got to the finals and won that too. And now, us, the best team, win the NBA Finals. So, there's a lot of new parity in the league. There's been 7 different NBA champions in the past, obviously, 7 years. So, this goes down as obviously the 7th team to do so. I think we'll probably have the best record out of all the 7 teams that has won the championship. And, this is just a great time for Oklahoma City. We've been through a lot in obviously the jersey. You see this, 2011 jersey, Kevin Durant. We've been through a lot in our recent past. Obviously, we moved here in Oklahoma in 08-09 season when Westbrook got drafted. Failed to bring a chip home with the big 3. We tried a lot of different replacements to go with Brody after KD left in 2016-17 season. Tried to bring Paul George. But we did swap Paul George for someone greater. The man in the middle. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Or his first name, Shavonte. Now going forward, this may be the start of a dynasty that you're looking at. And let me tell you why. Shai becomes 27 in July, I think. 26-year-old just won the Finals MVP, regular season MVP, Western Conference MVP, first team NBA All-Star, and All-Star starter. Caps off with the scoring title as well. And a historic season by a guard, probably since people want to say 98 Jordan, when he won his 6th title. It's definitely been one of the greatest seasons ever by a player. Like I just said, getting compared to Jordan likewise, always is a good thing. But this team is only 25 years of age as a unit. I don't think we have any expiring contracts this year. Obviously, people will look to get extensions. The big names, obviously, Chet, J-Dub, and Shea would probably guaranteed, I think, around $70 million a year, which is a hefty price. But at the moment, he's worth it. He's worth it. He's worth every single dime. He's done something for the city that not even Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook could do. James Harden, with his little time playing with us, captured us that NBA championship. And this could be the start of something special. Sam Presti has learned from his mistakes in the past. You know, he's made a lot of great moves. We have a lot of young guys, like I said, who are all bought in to building up into the future. We got first-round draft picks on top of draft picks. For the next 7 years, I think we have 15 first-round picks. That's pretty good. I think this upcoming draft, we got the 15th and 24th. I've been hearing reports that we want to move up in the draft, top 10. I think a lot of teams, though, we're going to become one of the most hated franchises, and I'm okay with that. And I'm okay. See you. I'm straight fine with that, because this is probably the start of a great story. You know, I just don't like in the past. You know, you had, your big threes that were homegrown. I'll just name Golden State. They were able to stick together. Then you had, I guess you could say, the next homegrown one was San Antonio with Duncan, Parker, Ginobili. Then drafting Kawhi. I think we'll be along the lines like more of the Spurs. I think we'll always be in the realm of competing for a title for the next. As long as we got Shea healthy and him with another All-Star and J-Dub and Chet getting better, I think we're always going to be in that picture for at least the next 8 to 10 years. And on top of that, young assets that we haven't drafted yet, that we may move if things get chippy with money. It's all going to be a recycling process for us. And I think Sam Presti knows that. I think that's what he's learned over the years. So this is just the beginning. So get ready, fans. It's going to be a long tenure in the NBA. And I expect us to dominate. Now, I will say one thing before I wrap this nice little speech up for how great of a season this was. The West is getting stronger. They're trying to put an end to this immediately. That alien down in San Antonio, man, he's coming. He's getting ready. We'll be waiting for him at the top of the mountain, because we know he's coming. As long as he gets the right ship, he'll be driving that boat to the top of the mountain one day. Then you got the young European in LA now. Who wouldn't want to play in LA, Sunny city, nice weather all year round. Then you may have something brewing on the opposite side of Texas and Dallas. Cooper Flag possibly getting drafted first. AD, Kyrie, they're looking to win in at least 2 to 3 years. Can they do it? We'll see. You can say the same thing about Houston, who just acquired Mr. Kevin Durant, obviously, one of my favorite players of all time. I give them like a 2 to 3 year window. So it was perfect. This is all perfect timing, because the West is going to be hard next year. And we'll be sitting at the mountaintop. All these same guys We'll be waiting. You called us young all year, but here we are. Maybe youth is the new longevity. The floor is yours.
See, all that was real cute. You know, I liked how you tried to make it all like real dramatic, and you know what I'm saying. I like that, and that's cool and all. But let me tell you why y'all are going to be really good for years, but you're not going to be a dynasty. One being, like you just said, the West is only getting better, younger, and better, I should say.
Are they getting younger?
Yeah.
LeBron, Curry, and Katie getting old, buddy.
Okay.
Who's the next
Ant,
superstar?
Ja, Luka, Wemby. Ja is having his problems, but Ja is still Ja. He can turn up. So the West, and this is all in the West. So therefore, and then on top of that, money. You brought it up, but I'll piggyback off it, right? How many years is on Shai's deal left?
I think he has 2.
2 more years.
But I think they'll probably sign him to obviously the Supermax if he wants it.
100% gonna get an extension. And you think he's not gonna get paid the most in NBA history? You think
Time will
Jaylen Brown?
tell.
You think Jaylen Brown is gonna? You think he's gonna let Jaylen Brown make more than him? You gonna let Jason Tatum make more than him?
There's no egos with this team.
No. I don't care what you say. Someone with a season that he just had, he's gonna take all. He's gonna be the highest in NBA history. I don't care what you tell me.
Not by his choice. I think Sam Presti will do it just for what he's done for the city.
Okay, cool, right? So he gets the Supermax. Let's say he gets 400 mil. Let's say he gets 400, right? J-Dub, and then there's J-Dub in chat. Caruso's got maybe 1 more year left. So he'll be out of there.
Him.
He was a very big piece. So
that's fine, but he's getting
Lou
older.
Dort is not going to be on this team for in 3 years. Let's just be honest.
Another recyclable.
You can't recycle those two because those are the 2 people who arguably got y'all this ring. Let's just be honest here.
Shai's in the middle.
Let's be honest. Yeah, Shai was there, but Shai was going to get his regardless. If we're talking about the defensive side, who's the 2 people you look to who was really starting
Chet.
Runs, who was really
Blocking
getting y'all
shots.
right? See, that's cool, but I'm talking about around the perimeter.
Protection.
Around the perimeter. Who was really making who's making people uncomfortable.
We have the backup Caruso and Casey Wallace. Still on rookie contract for at least 2 years.
You think their ceiling is them?
For sure.
No.
For sure. Cason's arguably already neck and neck with Caruso. Just needs more minutes.
The point is, unless now y'all do have the picks to make big moves. Like you could flip J-Dub for Giannis. J-Dub and
No point now.
If the opportunity presented itself, I would do it in a heartbeat.
You're crazy.
You not flip if Giannis said I want to go to OKC tomorrow.
No
you not
point
flipping
now.
J-Dub?
No point now. He's only gonna get better. Everybody on this team is gonna get better except for maybe.
Jalen, you're talking about a dynasty. You're talking about this team gonna be a dynasty.
Maybe
If
Dort
Giannis wanted
and
to go
Caruso, probably the only people I could see getting worse after this year. Yeah,
You're
probably
telling
those
me-
2.
You're telling me if Giannis is on the table tomorrow and J-Dub was the key person plus a lot of picks to get it done, you're not doing that?
No, because Def wins championships. As you just saw. And you saw it last year with Boston. And the year the Nuggets won. And the year the Warriors won. Bucks, obviously, was a KD foot away from losing that. But, they won. The Lakers were kind of deep in the bubble. The Raptors had a good 8-man rotation. And, yeah.
Man, I guess we're just going to see what y'all do with y'all money after y'all pay Shai or extend Shai because he's going to get it for sure. So, what else is there? Y'all, if I'm being honest, y'all are Tyrese Halliburton blown Achilles away from probably losing the way that game started off. Prayers to Hallie, though. Prayers to Hallie, you know what I'm saying? It definitely was all unfortunate. That was crazy.
It was bound to happen.
But, yeah, it was definitely a real risk playing on that calf strain. But it's Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Like, any and everybody would have played, let's just be honest. So, I feel for him, and he's definitely going to be out all next year. Him, Dame, and Tatum's probably all going to be out next year. So, but we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about the East later. But for right now, the way Hallie was going, he had 9 points in 7 minutes. He had y'all shook a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Y'all was shook a little bit before he went down. After he went down, Obi Toppin said just everybody just wasn't in it no more. Like they just mentally, like it just, that energy sucked the soul out of the whole team. And respectfully, Obi, I get that. But it's Game 7 of the NBA Finals, the biggest game of your career. I don't want to say I don't care about none of that, because I do. It definitely matters. But next man up in that situation. You gotta lock in. When's the next time you gonna be in the NBA Finals? At Game 7,
TJ McConnell was the next man, and he locked in.
But Obi was not locked in.
Obi hasn't played good on the road all series, except for Game 1, if you want to call that good.
Obi didn't play good. Miles Turner definitely had an awful series. Benedict Mathurin, he had a good Game 7, but he definitely had a shaky game. He
saved them Game 3.
5 and 6.
Also saved them Game 3.
Yeah, it saved him Game 3. But it's like, and then Pascal, of course, it was Pascal. But it was definitely bound to happen. I did say OKC in 7, but I wouldn't have minded a fairy tale ending. That would have been one of the they was comparing it to the Dirk ring, man. The 2011 ring. That's what they was comparing it to. And I was like, hey, I see it. Nobody expected them to be there. Went through the Bucks, Knicks, who else? Cavs, and
nothing will ever
Thunder.
beat the Dirk ring ever in NBA history. I'm not gonna lie.
Nothing ever. I don't know about nothing ever.
Let me tell you why. There will never be a situation with how the game is played today where every team they're going against is fully healthy. Dirk played fully healthy us, a fully healthy Lakers with Paul, Bynum, Lamar, Kobe, and the fully healthy Spurs. That will never happen with how today's game is played. There will always be, I hate to say it, it's just how it is. There will always be a team, a player, and in a finals run that somebody gets hurt. Y'all were healthy in the finals. So, I mean,
You were healthy in the finals? We have Tyler Hero.
I'm talking about 2011.
Yeah.
There will always be a player nowadays in whatever run that is not going to be there. And that's just unfortunate with how the game is played. So that's why I think Dirk's ring will always be like held to a golden standard for whatever fairy tale team. But with a fairy tale team nowadays, it's always going to come with a little backlash. Because, I mean, people already said the Pacers getting out the East was kind of crazy. I mean, they played the Bucks with no Dame the whole series. Well, no, he came back Game 3, but obviously then he tore it eventually. Then went to the Cleveland series. Mobley stopped playing in Game 3. So did DeAndre Hunter. And Garland didn't play at all the whole series. Yeah. Then going against the Knicks. I think the Knicks, you could say they were the only healthy team who was giving them a run for their money. They obviously were banged up. Brunson, I think, hurt his ankle against the Pistons first round, but was playing through it, obviously. Cat ended up hurting his knee in the series, but still played through it. So the Knicks, you could say, okay, you beat the the Knicks. That's cool. I mean, the Knicks haven't been to the finals since black and white signs were up. So yeah, I mean, people would have probably called the Pacers' run definitely fairy tale, but I still think Dirk's ring would have been better.
That's cool. That's cool. Well, I'm gonna ask you two questions since you're the Thunder fan. Since we're here, I've heard a lot of noise around Shea being the now greatest Thunder ever. How do you feel about that?
This hits home. He is the greatest Thunder ever. He finished the job for us. That's what it all comes about in the sports, you know. Are you able to finish the job? And he was able to do so. Close second for me, obviously, I think everybody would agree with this, would be Russ. Just because he stuck through, stayed with the city. Fans love him still to this day. Hometown favorite. Now, third obviously would be KD. Obviously had a great run with us as well until leaving, which obviously will stain his career with us. But Shea deserves that title. He's, like I said, he's done a season probably, if you want to compare it, the last time someone done something like this was 98 Jordan. So it's easy for me to say he goes down as the greatest Thunder right now. I mean, they're just without a question got the job done. That's what all the past Thunder stars haven't been able to do.
Okay. And my last final question is: a lot of people are saying Shea has leaped a lot of people in as far as all time status. So I'm gonna read you some names, and you tell me if he's immediately better than him already. Charles Barkley.
Okay, so I guess the only thing we have to go off is peaks. So whose peak was the highest? Shea's peak is the highest. Has peaked the highest.
So you taking Shea all time already over Charles Barkley?
I'm taking, yes, yeah.
Okay. Whew. Tracy McGrady.
Yes.
Okay. So all-time great.
There's only maybe one all-time great that I won't say yet. That doesn't have a ring. And that's probably AI. Just because AI's influence and impact is like... Shea's could get there. Because people are starting to buy Converse again. Because of him. But he probably has like a good 5 years to do that. To get to that level of influence of the game. But he's on the right path. I think, like I said, AI is probably the only legend who doesn't have a ring that I probably would put above Shea.
Okay. Reggie Miller.
Don't get me started, Reggie Miller. Easily Shea.
Easily Shea.
Shea's peak is easily better than Reggie Miller's.
Wow. Okay. Dang, I had another name in my head. Jeez. Dang, who was it? It was a point guard. It was an all-time great point guard. Dang. Oh, yeah. Russell Westbrook.
No.
Chris Paul.
No. Doesn't have the longevity on those two.
Okay.
And Russ' peak is probably a little better than Shea's.
Okay.
Individually, obviously.
Right.
Chris Paul is an interesting one. Chris Paul definitely has the longevity. Actually, I'm taking Shay's peak over Chris Paul, but if you talking career wise, obviously Shay's not done. I'm taking CP3, but like we going head for head, I'm taking Shay over CP.
Okay. Okay. Well, that'll end the list for that part. But that's interesting. That's interesting.
I think that'll wrap everything up though.
So Shay's a top 50 player? Not 50.
Top 75.
Top 75 player?
Yeah, he can replace some people on that list. Don't get me started on that list. Please don't.
On that note, yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this video up. Congratulations to the Oklahoma City Thunder on being your NBA champions. So we're going to sit here. We're gonna next video or soon to be. We're gonna talk about the NBA draft that is coming up. Cooper Flag most likely will go number 1. There's a lot of talent in this draft, man. There's a lot of talent in this draft. So until then, it's your boys Juice and Luke, and we out of here. Peace.